Hey guys, so this is going to be the bit where I'm going to go over Icejade a little bit now. So I'm going to kind of like not prepare this, so I kind of like don't really like doing these too much. So from playing over like the last couple of weeks, so you've seen if you're watching this video, you've probably seen the deck profile I did. There are a couple of changes I would recommend to the deck. So for me, probably Starboy is probably going to go out for a second copy of this. Just technically because obviously Mind Hacker exists, so having two copies of some of your more key essential parts is kind of key. Same probably for Chenying, but Psychic End has really come clutch quite a few times, so yeah, it's a very kind of like interesting set of scenarios. So we're gonna go over what cards are good, what cards are bad. O-Fish is one of those ones which is kind of niche, but it came up quite a bit. Monster Reborn has actually over the last 2 weeks has come up quite a lot, which is kind of good. Ash has always been good. Kingfisher sometimes is a bit of a weird one that it can get relevant in some games, but I still consider it always a flex spot, so that's fine. Cradle's always good. Cosmic Claw's good. Adrian's just clutch. Senil's always been like a really fun one because it's like it just allows you to turn on effects and stuff. So More Merry of Avarice is a bit of a controversial one, just because obviously I do put it in. I personally say it's a really good card. Still only a one of. I wouldn't probably like main two of it or even side it. I just think it's just a nice like flexi spot because you can always like side it out, so it's not like it's too bad. But it's still just such a good way to kind of like just draw two cards and just turn O-Fish on live. Your Trenchals and everything are just kind of standard. White Howling has single-handedly won me God knows how many games. Whoever thought was Infinite Impermanence in another card form was really broken. Goes on again is really good. It's just the only problem is when you're encountering some decks. Obviously, if you're thinking of this now, I'm going to be using the terms of the new meta. So for the moment, like Gozen is really good for Castro, but it's really bad for like Trap Trigger, which is coming up. So that's always something to be aware of. So that's where again one of your flexi spots. I'll just go over like the side deck when I'll go over it in detail. Like these were really good. These were good. Change of Heart now is more of a flexi spot. I don't really feel like it's worth it. The White Howling is really clutch. Cosmic Claw, I don't. Just sometimes I feel like in certain matches where I want a second one. Lost Wind is just so good. Another O-Fish was fine for 2. The Madeira is just kind of fun because it's kind of like if they get because I had this for side for cash. So the idea was that like they summon and they kind of get Mind Hacker. They just summon it and I just kind of go like that and negate the Mind Hacker. So it at least allows me to play during my turn. So I might have say 3 zones locked, but I have this, so at least they cannot unlock anymore. Twin Twist was fine. Decree is there now because again Trap Trick exists, so I feel like it's fine to have these versus. So yeah, you can actually see one of these is American, one of these is UK. It's just really funny to know that I've got 2 of the same card, yet they both look completely different. So that's fun. But yes, this card single-handedly won me a couple of games. So the card which I consider the flexi spot now is really the Change of Heart. So do I change the Change of Heart? And that's probably yes. It's one of those things where you kind of look through this now. There's not a lot of flexi spots. I still think it is 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 13, 14, 15, yes. So if it was me now, I would probably, these 2 I'd see with your flexis. I mean, you always could put in, instead of twins, you could always put in the Harpy's Feather Duster that's coming out, so that's always an option. Also, there is that new fish card that comes out at the moment, so that's pretty good. I'm in the middle of testing that now, where I feel like if I should run it or not. I'm still very happy with the deck as a whole. And I'll go with you roughly with my matchups from what I had this week. So deck number 1. So I've played a couple of them. So I've played Dark World, Kashtira, Dragon Link, Dragoonity. What else was I playing against? Dragon Link, Dragoonity. And I also played against Ninjas as well. I think the only deck I just lost to was Branded, and it was due to a ruling issue. Game 2, I just lost outright. He just opened the nuts and I couldn't come back from it. Game 2, there was a ruling one where I could have probably got better into the game, but there was like a ruling issue, so just no judge around, so it's kind of like I wasn't going to kind of like kick off too much. But yeah, the deck is very, very good. So a lot of the time I do kind of like, I would just do some quick test hand to kind of like show you, like there's some ideal boards and there's some more different boards. The going second thing you have to remember about some cards. So let's try these. I don't do these too often, so we was Reborn Ash, Cosmic Law thingy. So that's probably not the best starting hand either, but your Gozen's fine because obviously you're just going to set that. I feel that these three are fine because like setting that's just good. The Chanel later on is just nice, so you could go like do that, hit the Gozen, this duck, you just set that, pass. I'd probably actually go Curse as well, because Curse at least allows you that obviously they burn for hit you for this, so you can then burn them for a K. What's the next card? Okay, so that's kind of cool. So you can go that, grab that, special. So at least in one way that's good because you've got your one-sided lock there. You could always just normal this, depending on what your situation is, because you could technically, if you wanted, you could do this to fusion into this, and then you could potentially, if you wanted, Monster Reborn into this to allow your lock on to crash into this. So you could possibly do it that way. So that's always a nice little kind of fun thing. It's again, the longevity of this deck is to realize that you do have the Egyptian Gods line, but it is relatively limited to the times you can use it because you need Cosmic Law to be at 0. So also to remember in the cash matchup that like Adrian protects your stuff from being banished, but also like this protects your stuff. This just basically becomes like your kind of like answer to most of their board because it obviously just can become very, very big. So the cash has a hard time dealing with it once it gets to a certain size ratio. So yeah, that's fun. So if you guys want to know, they're my 2 slime tokens. Just for Icejade because it's water. So I felt like having them there was like the thing to go with. I'm trying to I'm gonna make myself some Adrene tokens soon anyway. So for the update of the deck. So if you guys want to like see my progress on doing those, what is it? Make a thing in the comments below, and we can go. And I won't do it too often. I don't do like design things very much, but I could do some design things for Adrian tokens, so that could be quite cool. Okay, so that's not bad. So for me, I personally just go this first because like it hits the, if they're gonna ash, they'll usually ash that. And if not, it protects your monsters anyway, so it kind of fulfills 2 purposes anyway. So we'll do that. Goes there. Let's have a see. Draw. Okay, so set that one. Set that. So we've got TT and a thing. That's fine. Most of that goes. That's cool. We'll TT them, so that's fine. We'll go for next turn. Oop, that's bad. Monster Reborn, so we can go this, pitch into this, to draw this, Monster Reborn, this. So they have two ways to go. I always feel like the safest way is just to go into Kraken. Because, okay, if you find you think your opponent's got nothing, you could always go into like Bahamut. But I just feel like for maintaining game state, Kraken's just a bit more useful. So you also got the White Howling play, because obviously, let's say if we'll go with like the worst case scenario that they kind of like, because they can't imperm this anyway on contact, because the effect is still alive during your turn. So you could activate the effect to do that, but it doesn't matter, so they're going to get rid of it. So if like they do get rid of it, you during your turn, you'll go chilling 1, chilling 2. So this will go banish, special. Then you'll go Kraken effect. Summon spawn. Chain 1, chain 2. So I'll target this. And this will discard to draw. Which is cool, got that. So even if not, then we've got 2 more baits inside. So even if they kind of clear these 2. So they can go, they clear those 2. We can go, cool, chain 1. Chain 2, so you can go special again, and then this will special into this one. So you kind of have like a nice level of like board presence here without losing anything. Then you can go to your next call, and you've kind of got like a really good 2v setup, so you can kind of choose what you want. I personally at this point would go activate Kraken to kind of go, you know, bait out something. Then I go manifestation. For me, I go Adgerine, then Adgerine effect to add, because then you kind of like have a bit more of a. I'd probably go at this point go erosion, because at this point we're not going to really do effectively getting back into the game by going on purely on the offensive. We're better just going for control. So we've got that, got that, got that. Those 2 are banished. These are live. I have this one, so we've got the erosion in hand. You can normal this. I'd personally overlay at this point and try and see if you can bait the Bahamut. Because if not, you can always do something else. Because then you could go, cool, I can do this. So you'll probably detach this one, because you've then got 2 different ones in grave. You still got the tree one. Always remember that comes in clutch later on. At this point, I'd probably have used this up. So you'd end turn on this. So you've kind of got that. So you can kind of go cool. So say the worst case scenario attack. So you can trigger this to spec from grave. And I'd summon this. They'll go fine. They'll probably kill it. And then they say they kill everything. So we lose the entire board. Then we'll go. So we've lost the board. So we can go Trinola Chainlink 1, Acti Chainlink 2. So those 2 will go there. Then they'll special as an Adgerine and this. Adgerine will then activate her effect. At this point, we probably go for a manifestation because of what we've got in deck, and I feel it's nice. So we go manifestation. There we go. Oop, here we go. Getting in that 1 card. So we'll do that. Bear in mind, we've still got these 2 in hand. Get for this, draw for turn. Then we'll go standby. Get the frog. We'll go manifestation first, see if they block it. So manifestation, special, your tuna monster. So at this point you can probably go for 2 things, depending on the opponent's board. If the opponent's got a lot of monsters, you'll synchro into this to like for the board wipe. If not, you could always go Adgerine, but the board wipe's just nice. So you've got that. You've potentially got a nice loaded graveyard as well, so that's cool. So go with that. I'd say that I've got the rotor in hand, so it's just a nice bit of unknown information. I'd turn this to attack point, to attack mode. So you go attack this, attack twice, obviously depending on what you can do. Go for this for attack, drain damage step, chain this, equip whatever, but it equips there. And you've got, so this is how many have you got? 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4, 8, 16. So you got a 2600 Adrenaline. And then if you actually crush this, activate this effect, you can banish another water. So banish this, special this, attack. I'm sure it's not a hard one per turn. Let's double check this. I'm sure it is. Yeah, just as reveal it. So just whatever you've got. So you can literally just go through like your thing and just literally go for banishing like all your targets, and then you can just do this out and then that. So just keep ramming that in, and then it'll be like, oh cool, this is like, ooh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So you have like 9 cards. So that's like even more stupid. So you've got like what is it? So yeah, was it 34? No, sorry, 36. Sorry, 36 on this. That's a 4600 attack point. Azure into bang, go for game. Again, it's not always going to be something as simple as that. It's just one of those things that this coupled with this can kind of get kind of dumb if you kind of know what you're doing. So again, you don't have to use like any of the suggestions I'm going through like on here. I'm just going out with scenarios to kind of like roughly say like why we would do things. But look at me. This is the whole reason why I have like light sleeves, because I always end up shuffling my own stuff back into my deck. So it's easy for me to spot it. So because I'm a sucker for doing this. These are like this is why like at regionals, like I have stuff that's like very noticeable in my deck, so I can just say yeah, okay, cool. Because even if I miss it, and this is like a ruling thing. So if I miss it, these are bright enough for my opponent to see them as well. So if like my opponent tries to like rule shark me and get a game loss on my by a judge, the judge will actually say that you should have actually noticed these as well. So technically your opponent is then called for rule shark. So it's not you. You're both. It sounds horrible, but you are most likely. The ruling will then go to. You both will kind of like take a bit more. He will kind of get like a hit for it as well. Even like you will get disciplinary for like you know being accidental. He will then get one because like it was very noticeable that he's done it on purpose. So that's something to be aware of, because also it's like it can just like remind you, go, oh, those right, yeah, I need to not put those in. Just to go over everything through side deck again, just for like things. So just to remember for Royal Decree, because Reflecia is now going to see a lot more use. If they activate Reflecia, Royal Decree will not intervene in the effect, because if Reflecia will send the trap card to graveyard to cost, and then it will be, well, so it's part of the effect, but it kind of works that way. But it will then treat its effect as the whole trap card, so you will not negate it with Royal Decree. So always just, I know it sounds simple, but it's just something that sometimes when you're in the heat of the game you forget to do. So just one of those. I hope you guys have found this video kind of a bit more insightful. So yeah, hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. Just let me know if you want to do some more things like this, rulings, me playtesting, telling you about Icejade, different case scenarios, what will you advise. Like I said, I bear in mind, I know I'm not using the most expensive cards like Prosperity and stuff like that. If you have them, play them. Like this could easily be a Prosp. I just feel like if I was going to play if you're going to play a Prosperity version of the build, I'd probably take out one more the Treeborn. What else would I take out? Probably the Kingfisher. Because you don't overly need the... Oh, sorry. I'd take out... Yeah, so I'd take out the O-Fish. Take out... Yeah, those. That'd be fine. But that's what I probably would do if you wanted to play like a much more kind of heavily meta-geared version. You don't have to. I just think... I like my extra deck as a toolbox, and that is not a word of a lie. So, hey, that's me personally. It's up to you. But thank you very much for watching the video, guys. Over and out.